I found my first white hair ever. And I kind of want to talk about it. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Confessions of a Doctorholic with Hafsa Slayman, and I am 25 years old. And I always have a quarter life crisis. I feel like it's a weekly thing, you know? So, I've got jet black hair that gleams in the moonlight, making me a witch, I guess. And just on the side, when I tied my hair up in a bun, I saw this thing gleaming. You would think it's a jewel. Now I'm just being a little bit poetic. But I call it my unicorn strand. It was a silvery hair. This is the time I turned into Juniper Lee. So Juniper Lee is a cartoon character. She is an American who controls the balance between the magical world and the human world. Yes, I watched very weird cartoons when I was a kid. I tried watching Jerry Springer once, and my parents were not happy about that. I blame the ads. So, Juniper Lee, she was an 11-year-old and had superhuman abilities. My special power, on the other hand, is knowing exactly what to say on Tinder to get the boys to run away. And this is how I make friends. They usually need my help on Tinder. I don't know why, but it happens. Each to their own, right? Okay, so jokes aside, it was kind of scary. Because I feel like I'm 18. Sometimes I question my decisions in life and my sanity. I guess I do it more often than I would like to think. But getting a white hair strand somehow feels a little bit different. It's like, okay, now I kind of have to get my shit together. Now I have to be responsible. Now my ovaries need to stop counting down soon. Which I really don't care about. But it felt like this is something that I need to talk about. So yeah. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I did find one last year, and I was kind of playing peekaboo with the mirror because I was like, no, this can't be right. There's something wrong with my vision. But I do have HD vision. I don't wear glasses, so I was a little bit confused. And to be honest, I ended up plucking that out. I know some people say you shouldn't be plucking white hair out and you should just dye it instead. But I don't know. You know, tell me. Is that a thing you do? Do you pluck it out? Do you keep it in there? What do you know about it? And I know hair color, premature balding, and graying is all genetic. But here's the thing. So, mum's side of the family, mum and her siblings, they developed gray, silvery hair, whatever you want to call it, in their 50s. Now, dad's side of the family, ever since I can remember, which isn't that long ago, but ever since I can remember, he was gray. And I remember asking him about it once, and he said it was because I sprayed perfume in his hair when I was younger. And then I remember mum saying that his sister did a bad dye job on him. So I kind of don't know what happened there. I just know that dad is gray at the moment. And here's the crazy bit, right? So with my hair strand, I feel like it pops up when I'm stressed. And I know this because the root of my hair is black. The ends are black. It's just a silvery line in the middle. And I haven't used spray paint or anything like that. So, oh yeah. And I feel like it correlates to the semesters that I was in medical school. So I guess that's a risk factor for white hair. Rightio, so I guess welcome to my Professor Google moment. I Googled this, of course, because I was very curious. And according to NIH, so the National Institute of Health, and they've got this department that's associated with arthritis, musculoskeletal, and skin diseases. They produced this research in Nature on the 22nd of January. And apparently, stress causes hair to gray prematurely. So I was right. And they does this by affecting the stem cells. So hair color, whatever hair color you've got, is determined by cells called melanocytes. Melanocytes produce a pigment called melanin. So if you've got darker skin color, darker hair, it means you've got more melanin. And the new melanocytes are created from melanocyte stem cells. So these stem cells, they can basically regenerate and form whatever cell they want. And if they're melanocyte stem cells, then they form melanocytes. And these essentially exist at the bottom of each hair follicle. So basically, every time your hair grows, it colors the hair. And when we age, these stem cells die and disappear. So that's why as you grow older, you get white hairs. So this research was conducted by a group at Harvard University, and they used mice to check the relationship between stress and hair growing. So they had 3 groups of mice that were exposed to different types of stress, so mild, short-term pain, and psychological stress, and restricted movement. So that basically like 3 different stress levels. And they found that as the stress levels increase, as in like if it's restricted movement, they're more stressed, they lose melanocytes, and the mice's hair was graying. And then they looked into it further and they found out that it was because of one of the stress hormones that's released by your adrenal glands. So it's the hormone called noradrenaline. Noradrenaline is usually released during a fight or flight response. So it is one of the components of the sympathetic nervous system. And if you're really stressed, if you're scared, if you're running away from a tiger, it goes into hyperdrive so that you can get away. So when you stress, these hormones are released. And the reason why I'm talking to you about this is because today is the first Wednesday of November, and it's National Stress Awareness Day. So to be honest with all of you, I actually want you to either pause this podcast, or after this is done, I want you to find a spot, a corner in the room, whatever you have to do, like relaxing music, and I want you to think about your life. As in, think about the stress that you have in your life. And I know it's tough. I know, especially if you're really busy all the time and you don't have time to sit around. But basically, I just want you to think about it. What is stressing you out? So I'll use myself as an example. So personally for me at the moment, I'm super stressed about my future. It may not seem like that, but I'm stressed because, like, I know I'm a medical student. I'm going to be a doctor in a year and a bit, which is quite a short time, to be honest. And I'm thinking about how I'm going to pass my exams. Where am I going to go? Where do I want to practice? And it's kind of just cluttering my mind, to be honest. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, like, I just can't think. So to be honest, my strategy with this stress is telling myself, okay, look, Hafsa, like, this doesn't matter right now. All you have to do is pass the next set of exams and just keep going, like one step at a time until it gets time to specialize, because there's no point right now. I mean, it's good to think about it. I'm not saying don't think about it, but there's no point stressing about it right now because it's not something that I can affect right now, because it's something that I kind of can't control. And apart from that, I do kickboxing. The reason being, I'm just punching or kicking my stresses away. There are some other healthy ways to cope with stress. You can Google it. Basically, looking after yourself, so eating healthy, exercising regularly, sleeping, avoiding drugs and alcohol, taking regular breaks when you know you've had enough, and talking to other people. So you can talk to family members, you can talk to friends, but to be completely honest with you, I've done this multiple times in the past. If you are super stressed, go and talk to a psychologist. If you're at work, you can go to your local doctor. Same with all the uni students. There are avenues where you can go and talk to people on campus, school students as well. So I want you to go out there, identify when you've had too much and talk to someone about it. you would be surprised, but sometimes talking to someone who's completely neutral, who is bound by confidentiality and not part of your life, can be really good because they can break it down and talk to you about the things that are stressing you out. So guys, this year for National Stress Day, I want you to list out all of the things that are stressing you out. Try to eliminate them, try to find ways to reduce them, try to find some coping mechanisms. And if you're struggling at all, I'm going to keep my text line free. So you may text me on Instagram. That's @Hafsa Slayman. And I'll catch you next time.